Ma'am, step away from the car. Vehicle matching this plate was reported stolen out of Memphis this morning.
This car is mine, deputy. I have the title in the glove box, but here's my license and registration. You can run it.
Maybe we should just check the VIN, sir.
We'll get there.
Title says Keisha Monroe.
Same as the license.
I'm driving home.
A pregnant black woman was forced to sit on burning gravel by two Tennessee deputies who said her car was too nice for someone like her. They mocked her. They accused her. They tried to cuff her. But what these officers didn't know is that this quiet woman, this tired traveler they thought they could bully on an empty highway, was the daughter of the most powerful federal investigator in the entire state. And when he got the call, when he learned his pregnant child was being threatened on the side of the road, what happened next left every single officer speechless. Before we continue, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss stories like this. And tell us in the comments where you're watching from. We love seeing our family from all over the world. Sit your tail on the ground. Now. The voice was loud. Sure. Angry. Keisha Monroe froze beside her silver sedan, the wind from the empty Tennessee highway whipping her thin green dress around her legs. Her belly, big, heavy with 8 months of life, tightened as she inhaled. Her hands trembled as she held out her registration. Deputy Mark Tillerson towered over her, belly pushing against his brown uniform, lips curled in a smirk like he was enjoying the moment. Beside him stood Sam Reeves, a skinny young rookie with his hand hovering over his belt, eyes darting between his superior and the frightened woman. "Oh, I'm just trying to get home," Keisha whispered. Tillerson barked a laugh. "Home? Lady, this car was reported stolen. Step back and sit." Gravel. People drove by. No one stopped. A rest stop billboard buzzed nearby. The heat shimmered off the pavement like the whole world was watching, and doing nothing. Keisha Monroe looked like any tired traveler. A hand-me-down sweater, puffy eyes from driving all night, and sandals that had seen more college hallways than open roads. She looked soft. Ordinary. Easy to push around. But her mind? That was a sharpened blade. She was a forensic psychology graduate student, trained to read people by their blink, their jaw, their breath. And the man standing in front of her, Deputy Mark Tillerson, was practically screaming his fear through his pores. She didn't want trouble. She didn't want drama. She just wanted to get home to Memphis, to her mother's warm kitchen, to rest her swollen ankles, to feel safe again for one night. She had no idea that her quiet trip was about to become a war. Tillerson snatched her documents out of her hands. "You're acting awful nervous for someone innocent," he sneered. "I'm pregnant," Keisha said softly, "and I've been driving 11 hours. I'm not nervous, I'm tired." Tillerson leaned in close. Too close. "That's funny," he whispered, "because tired folks don't drive shiny cars like this." Her chest tightened. She knew that tone. She'd heard it in grocery stores, on buses, in classrooms. The voice of someone who decided her skin told her whole story. Rookie Sam scratched the back of his neck. "Sir, dispatch didn't actually confirm it was stolen, they just—" "Shut it, Reeves," Tillerson snapped. He turned back to Keisha. "Sit on the ground. Don't make me say it again." Keisha looked at the gravel beside her tire, jagged, hot, scattered with broken beer glass. She imagined the rocks digging into her knees, into her stomach if she slipped. She swallowed. "I can stand," she said quietly. "Please." Tillerson stepped forward, hand moving toward his cuffs. "Sit down." The wind stilled. Even the clouds felt heavy. Keisha's voice came out low, calm, too calm. "You're overreacting. Your breathing is fast. Your jaw is clenched. Your hands are sweating. That means you're anxious, not sure of your actions." Tillerson froze. "What the hell did you just say?" "It means," she continued softly, "you're scared of something that isn't real. Maybe me." Sam blinked at her. What?" Keisha breathed in through her nose. "I study behavior. You're projecting bias, not enforcing law." Tillerson went red. A deep, dangerous red. "You calling me racist?" he growled. "I'm calling you unprofessional," Keisha replied. The words landed like a slap. Tillerson grabbed her wrist. Keisha winced as pain shot up her arm. "Sir," Sam stammered, "she's pregnant, you can't." "I said she's resisting." Keisha wasn't resisting at all. She could barely move. Lightning cracked in the distance as dark clouds rolled over the hills. The storm matched the fear rising inside her. For the first time that day, she felt unsafe enough to shake. Tillerson forced her down to her knees, the gravel biting into her skin. Tears welled in her eyes. "I didn't do anything," she whispered. "You look like someone who steals," Tillerson snapped. "Simple." Sam looked sick. Sir, please, she gave us her ID. The plates match. There's no report. I said she matches the description. That's enough. Keisha looked around. Cars passed. A trucker slowed down, then kept driving. A woman in an SUV stared, then looked away. No one stepped in. No one spoke up. The storm above roared louder. Tillerson lifted his cuffs, and Keisha's world slowed. Her phone, tossed onto the hood earlier, began to ring. Tillerson reached to silence it, but Sam held up a hand. Wait, the rookie said softly. It keeps ringing. Might be important. Tillerson scoffed. Important? She's nobody. Sam hesitated, then turned the phone to see the screen. The caller ID read, Dad, Special Agent Monroe Duje. Sam's eyes widened. Sir, this is... Tillerson rolled his eyes. Oh, don't tell me she's the mayor's kid now? No, Sam whispered. Sir, she's the daughter of the federal agent who runs all major investigations for the entire Western District. That's Monroe. The Monroe. Tillerson's hand froze in the air. Keisha looked up at him, pain in her eyes. I told you, she whispered. I wasn't a threat. Sam swallowed hard. She's the daughter of the man who trains the people who investigate police misconduct. Tillerson's whole body went still. The storm broke overhead, a loud crack of thunder rolling across the sky. In 1 second, without Keisha moving an inch, the entire power dynamic flipped. Keisha's phone rang again. Sam stepped back, voice shaky. Sir, we need to call the station. We need to report this right now. This is serious. Tillerson stared at Keisha like she had transformed into a ghost. All his authority melted from his face. He lowered the cuffs. His voice cracked. Ma'am? Maybe we got off on the wrong. Keisha stood, slow but tall, gripping her stomach as she rose. You made me kneel, she said softly, because you didn't like how I looked. Sam spoke up, voice trembling with guilt. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have stopped him. Tillerson's radio buzzed. In the background, dispatch announced. Be advised, Agent Monroe is en route to exit 47. Repeat, federal agent approaching scene. Tillerson's mouth dropped open. He's coming here? Sam nodded. He's her emergency contact, he whispered. He's already on the road. Tillerson suddenly looked older, smaller, terrified. He tried to stand straight, brushing dust from his uniform. Ma'am, Miss Monroe, please don't say anything. We can sort this out. We can forget. Keisha stared at him, her voice shaking but strong. You didn't care about sorting anything out when you shoved me onto the ground. Thunder rumbled above them. Tillerson wiped sweat from his brow. I didn't know who you were. Keisha's eyes narrowed. You shouldn't have needed to. Sam stepped forward, shame dragging down his shoulders. I'm so sorry you were treated this way. I swear I'll tell the truth. Keisha nodded once. She didn't yell, didn't brag, didn't threaten. She simply stood, tall, shaking, aching, but still proud. The gravel stuck to her knees. Her palms were scraped. Her dress was dusty. But she refused to let fear sit in her chest anymore. The rookie swallowed. Agent Monroe is going to be here any second. Tillerson stumbled backward like he might faint. Keisha touched her stomach gently and whispered to her unborn child. You're safe. Mama's here. Keisha looked Tillerson dead in the eyes. You thought my worth was small because you couldn't see it, she said quietly. But the truth doesn't need your permission to exist. Thunder echoed her words. Lightning flashed. And the first raindrop hit the gravel beside her foot. The storm was just beginning. The rain did not fall gently. It came down fast, sharp, angry drops that slapped against the pavement as the sky tore open above exit 47. Lightning cracked. The wind shifted. And the air changed in a way everyone could feel. Even Deputy Mark Tillerson. Especially him. A black government SUV roared up the ramp, engine growling like a living thing. It didn't slow. It didn't hesitate. It sliced through the rain and skidded to a stop beside Keisha's dusty sedan. The door flew open. Out stepped a tall, dark-skinned man in a clean gray suit, soaked instantly by the rain but not caring at all. His shoulders were wide. His posture was perfect. His jaw was tight enough to crack stone. Special Agent Clarence Monroe. Her father. The man who trained investigators. The man who wrote the misconduct handbook. The man every officer in a 100-mile radius feared. And he was not smiling. He wasn't even breathing normally. He strode toward his daughter like a soldier on a battlefield. Keisha, he said, voice shaking with fear and rage. Baby, Are you hurt? Keisha felt her throat tighten. For a moment she wasn't a psychology expert or a strong mother-to-be. She was just his child. I'm okay, she whispered, wiping her face. I'm okay now. Larens looked at her scraped knees, her bruised wrist, her dusty dress. Something snapped inside him. He turned, slowly, deliberately, toward Deputy Tillerson. And his face went cold. Not angry. Not loud. Cold. The kind of cold that makes grown officers forget how to speak. Which one of you put your hands on my daughter? His voice was soft. Too soft. Tillerson tried to speak, but his tongue felt thick. Sir, Agent Monroe, I think there's been a misunderstanding. No, Larens said, taking a step forward. A misunderstanding is when you confuse two car keys. Not when you force a pregnant woman onto gravel. Tillerson swallowed. Rain drenched his hat. His badge glistened. But his confidence? Gone. He pointed weakly at Sam. She matched a description. Just doing my job. Larens stepped closer, eyes dark. You pushed a woman who can barely stand onto the ground. You twisted her wrist. And for what? He bent down, picked up a jagged rock from the gravel, and held it in Tillerson's face. This is what she was kneeling on. Sam flinched. Tillerson's mouth opened, then closed, then opened again. Sir, I didn't know who she was. Larens' jaw flexed. And why, he asked, should that matter? Tillerson froze. He couldn't answer. Because the real answer, the ugly answer, hung heavy in the rain between them. It mattered because she was black. Because he thought she was alone. Because he thought no one would care. Larens stepped back, disgusted. You racially profiled my daughter on the side of the highway, he said. In the middle of a storm. Pregnant. Exhausted. Compliant. And you treated her like a criminal. Sam looked down at his boots, shame spreading across his face. I tried to stop him, sir, Sam whispered. I swear I did. I just didn't try hard enough. Larens turned to him. You, he said. What's your name? Deputy? Sam Reeves, sir. You're young, Larens said quietly. And you have a choice, today, right now, about the kind of lawman you're going to be. Sam nodded. He almost looked like he might cry. I'll give a statement, Sam said quickly. I'll tell everything. I'll testify. He forced her down. He ignored the registration. He was wrong. Tillerson spun toward him, furious. Reeves? What the hell are you? Enough. Larens' voice cut through the storm like a blade. Another SUV arrived. Then another. Local command officers. Internal affairs. State troopers. People who normally took orders from Tillerson. Tonight they avoided eye contact with him. One trooper walked straight up to Larens. We came as soon as we heard, he said. Is she okay? She will be, Larens replied. After this is handled. Tillerson paled. Handled? Sir, please, I have 20 years on the force, you can't just. You handled yourself, Larens said sharply. And you handled your career. Two troopers stepped behind Tillerson. He looked shocked. You're arresting me? For assault, one trooper replied. For abuse of power. For unlawful detainment. And for violating civil rights. Tillerson's mouth fell open. But I didn't know who she... No, Larens said again. See, that's the thing. If you had known, you would have acted differently. He stepped forward, voice low and dangerous. And that's exactly why you're being arrested. Tillerson's face crumpled. My wife, my kids, he whispered. Keisha stepped forward. Her voice wasn't hateful. It wasn't loud. It wasn't cruel. It was tired. True. You should have thought of them before you made me kneel, she said softly. Tillerson broke down as the cuffs closed around his wrists. Instant karma. Humiliation. Raw. Heavy. And deserved. Sam Reeves approached Keisha, hands trembling. I'm sorry, he said. I should have done more. I should have spoken sooner. Keisha nodded. You did speak, she said gently. That matters. Sam blinked in the rain. Most officers walked away from scenes like this unchanged. Sam wasn't one of them. He straightened his shoulders. I want to be better, he said. I want to be the kind of officer who protects people, not hurts them. Keisha placed a gentle hand on his arm. Then be that, she whispered. Every day. Even when no one is watching. Sam swallowed hard. I will. And for the first time since she met him, Keisha believed him. Larens took off his jacket and wrapped it around Keisha's shoulders. The fabric was warm. Strong. Safe. Just like him. You scared me, he said softly. Keisha leaned against him, exhausted. I scared myself. He kissed the top of her head. You did everything right. You stayed calm. You used your mind, your training, your voice. I'm proud of you, baby. Keisha's eyes filled with tears. I didn't feel strong. You were, her father said. Being strong doesn't mean you don't feel fear. It means you keep standing even when fear tries to push you down. They stood together in silence, letting the storm wash the dust from her dress, the pain from her skin, and the fear from her heart. Before they left, Keisha looked at the place where she had been forced to kneel. The gravel glistened under the rain like tiny mirrors. She whispered one final truth, not to Tillerson, not to Sam, but to her unborn child. People may try to break you, she said, but you decide what pieces you keep. Rain fell quietly now. The storm had passed, and Keisha Monroe walked away stronger than she had arrived. Before you go, subscribe so you never miss stories like this. And tell us in the comments, do you think Rookie Sam deserves forgiveness, or should he be punished too?